Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Tanya. Today we are talking with a very special guest, Deysi Ch from Waco Title. How are you, Deysi?
Well, hi, Tanya. I am so glad and I feel so humbled to be a part of your channel. I'm doing great. So I'm Deysi Ch, and yes, I am with Waco Title Company.
Perfect. Just a quick thing before we start, make sure that you guys like and subscribe to my channel. It helps more people see this video. So please make sure to subscribe. Okay, Deysi, so let's go ahead and start with my questions. First of all, explain to our audience, what is a title company?
Definitely. You know what's funny, Tanya, is I get that question asked all the time. So everyone knows that when they go to buy or sell a property, they need a real estate agent and they need a bank. But they forget about a title company. So what a title company does, it's pretty much that. We insure the title of the home that they are fixing to purchase. We make sure that there's no liens, no judgments, that they are getting clear title to that property. That is exactly what we do on the title side.
Okay, and can you explain to us what title insurance is?
Of course. So title insurance, I'm gonna keep it. I This is the easiest way that I have found. That is the easiest to explain and the easiest way for our consumers to understand. So when you talk about insurance, normally people think about State Farm or Allstate, and all those different companies that insure your cars and your homes. So essentially, we are kind of the same, except that we do the opposite of what they do. So your car and your auto and home insurance, they're actually insuring you for anything that's going to happen in the future from the time that they take on coverage. However, the title insurance is it goes the opposite. We insure from the time that a consumer buys their house backwards. So we're insuring from the day of their closing 30 years back. So that is what title insurance does. We ensure that there's nothing filed against it from the time that they bought it, from the time that they bought that property backwards.
Okay, and then so explain to us a little bit what a mortgage policy would hold.
Of course. So what a title policy does, so we do two different kinds of products, and that is what we write. So we normally issue a loan policy for the lender, and that loan policy insures the loan. It insures the lender that's going to be holding that mortgage against that property. That's what a mortgage policy does. Now you also have an owner's policy. The owner's policy insures the new buyer. That insures the new buyer, and the owner's policy stays with them until they sell that property. Versus a loan policy that only insures the lender, and it only stays in place until that mortgage is paid off.
Okay, and so what is the process of that the title has to go through when you are buying a house? And why is this important?
Definitely, it is very important. Title insurance is probably one of the most important things that any consumer should actually be purchasing as part of the process. And the reason is because that's going to be one of their biggest investments that they'll probably do in their lifetime. So the process on that is, as soon as we received a contract or an order from a lender or realtor, the first thing we do is we run all of the different records, and I mean all of them. We run state search, we run state records, we run probate records, we run county records. We are making sure that there's nothing against the person that is selling the property, and also that there's nothing against that new buyer that's purchasing, and nothing against the property itself. So we're running all the records out there to ensure that there's no clouds in title. That is essentially what we do.
Okay, and I know my next question is probably based on the home, but can you give us an idea of what the mortgage title fees are?
Definitely. So all of the title fees, and actually, I'm so glad that you're asking that question, because I believe that all real estate agents, their priority should be taking care of their customers, should be looking out for them. So us here at Waco Title, we actually have all of our fees out there. So we don't hide anything. You can actually go into our website and pull out fees for any specific scenario. So all of the title fees, especially title premiums, are based on the purchase price. So of course, the higher the purchase price is, the higher those fees are going to be. But I can just give you a quick example. So as far as Waco goes, our title fees, our closing fee is $700, and we close both buyer and seller. And of course, if we only close one or the other, we only charge their half of the fee. We're not going to charge them the full fee. And then as far as the premiums go, that would just depend on the purchase price. That's all that is based on purchase price. But again, we do have our Waco calculator out there, and anyone can go in and pull out their own quotes, and they are at their fingertips.
Okay, and then my next question is, do you have to be on title to be on a mortgage?
You do not. You do not. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes, I would say, maybe, and maybe that may be the wrong word to use, but and that's what the perception, that's kind of the perception that people have, that you have to be entitled to be on the mortgage. Of course, you have to be an owner to mortgage a property. However, for example, if you and your husband are entitled to the property, but you have bad credit, so your husband's just going to be the only one to take out a loan, you can do that. You're still going to take some sort of place in the process of that transaction in order for it to close. However, you don't have to be on the loan just because you're entitled.
Okay, and then when you refinance, does it affect the title in any way?
It does not. The only thing that happens when we do a refinance from the title's perspective is, at that point we are only insuring the new lender that is doing the new loan. We're not going to be issuing another owner's policy, because that owner's policy, like I stated before, that stays active for the time that customer owns that property. But on a refinance, all you're doing is you're paying off the current mortgage, and you're insuring the new one. So that's
Okay,
really the only thing that happens at that point.
perfect. And then my last question is, what happens to the title deeds when the mortgage is paid off?
Oh my gosh, Tanya, that is an amazing question. So a lot of people actually they confuse the home titles with car titles, because most people will call us up and they'll be like, "Hey, when am I going to be getting my title? I just paid off my home." So it's completely different. So title insurance it's really the replacement of a title per se. You're not going to be getting like a certificate or a hard, that hard paper that you get with a car title. That is not what you're going to get on a home. When you purchase a home, you get your warranty deed, which is what transfers ownership. And that's your title, along with a copy of your owner's policy. That's what shows and proves that you are the sole owner of the property, and that's all you're going to get. So what happens when you pay the mortgage off? Your lender will send you a lovely letter saying, "Hey, thank you for being such a loyal customer. You are here is your the original note that you signed at the time of closing. But as far as title, you won't get anything else. You'll also will get a copy of a release of mortgage, which is what you really do want to make sure that you get a copy of that. That ensures that there's no mortgages attached to your property anymore. But as far as a title, don't get it confused."
Okay, that's good to know because I always have clients asking me that as well. Okay,
Yeah.
now, Daisy, now let's ask you a little bit of questions. Like, how long have you been in the business?
Oh my gosh, Tanya. So I actually started freshly out of high school. I just met my 19th year here at Waco. So I just celebrated my 19th year at Waco. Next year is a huge milestone for me. It'll be my 20th year in the title industry. But yeah, I've been doing it for almost 20 years.
What would you say is the most important takeaway that that you have gotten from all of this?
Tanya, I'll be honest with you. I love the title business, but if I would sit and teach title to any just consumers, just regular off the street people, I don't. I think that would be the most boring class ever. But I will tell you that what I love the most about my job is customer service. I love serving the customer. Um, I will get a little more specific. I love serving my Spanish speaking community. That is my passion. That is what I love, and that what has kept me just loving what I do on an every day by day basis. I mean, it's serving that customer. That's my favorite, absolute favorite part of my job.
And then if anyone wants to contact you, how can they?
Of course. So I'm actually at the Village on the Creeks location, and my direct number here is 479-633-6561. If anyone has any questions in regards to home titles or just title insurance in general, please do not hesitate to call me. I am always here Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, or sometimes 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. But try to it's always nice to kind of try and keep that balance with work and family. But yep, if anyone has any questions, they're welcome to call me directly.
Yes, I completely understand that work-life balance. But okay, well, Daisy, that was it for my questions. Is there anything else you would like to add on before we go?
No, I would just say one thing that I would like to add is, just for anyone that is listening to this video and is watching us, any of Tanya's followers, anytime that you're buying, selling, or refinancing a home, just make sure that you are getting, you're contacting the professionals on every step of the way. That you're getting the correct guidance. That you're not trying to do it by yourself, or that you're not just doing what your neighbor's doing. Make sure that you're reaching out to the correct folks. Make sure that you're asking the right questions. There are a lot of professionals out there that are just waiting for your call and waiting to help you.
Okay, well, perfect. Thank you so much for coming on, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Awesome. Thank you, Tanya. Have a
Thank you.
good one.
You too.
Bye bye.